Hi, my dear friends. Welcome back to another class of SQL. In the last class, we were basically going through the concept of procedure, and there we saw what is a procedure, how to create a procedure, what are the differences between a procedure and a function. Then we also did some insertion operation via procedure, and we were into the delete procedure also, that is carrying out some delete operation via procedure. So the that particular entire concept we will just revisit here, and slight bit of explanation was left. So if you remember from the last video, this was the procedure that we had created, my underscore delete, and this procedure we created in order to delete a particular record, say, from our table. Which table? Now it was the upskilling table that we were mainly targeting for. So come to line number 79. In line number 79, you have how to execute a procedure. So EXEC is the short form for execution of a procedure. That is for calling a procedure. Then give the procedure name, which is my underscore delete, and then pass on the value I1023. Okay. If you remember this particular entire row, that is I1023, Deepika Das, MISC null, these records were inserted into the upskilling table via procedure. Now let us see how to delete this entire record from this table of upskilling via this procedure my underscore delete. Okay. So what will happen once the procedure my underscore delete is called, then this value, which is emp underscore id value I1023, it will be passed to this parameter at the rate e underscore id, and then what will happen? Delete from upskilling where emp underscore id is equals to at the rate e underscore id, where at the rate e underscore id is your I1023. So delete from upskilling where emp underscore id is equals to I1023. So this particular row will be located as per as this value I1023, which is under the EMP underscore ID column, and this parameter is used to get the value of EMP underscore ID column. Okay. So I1023 will be located, and then this entire row will be deleted from this particular table of upskilling. This happens while we execute the procedure. As soon as you execute the procedure, then internally the procedure will be executed where this delete operation will happen. After that, what will happen? After that, automatically you will see select asterisk from upskilling will be executed inherently. And all the records from the upskilling table will be displayed, wherein you will be able to see that this particular entire record, that is I1023, Deepika Das, MISC null, are all gone from your table of upskilling. Okay. So let us hit this line number 79 and hit the execute button. And you see automatically all the records from the upskilling table are displayed out here. And nowhere will you be able to find the record of I1023. I1004 is there, I1010 is there, I1013, 1021, 1022, but nowhere you have I1023, because internally, as soon as you executed the procedure, which is this delete procedure my underscore delete, then internally the delete operation happened where the record for I1023 got deleted, and then accordingly this particular line also got executed once the procedure got called, and all the records from upskilling table get displayed, wherein the entire record for I1023 has been deleted. Now let us also go through how to update records through procedure. Okay, how to update records through procedure. So again, as you remember from your procedure class, create procedure. This command you have to give. That is, write these keywords, then give some name to your procedure. It can be any name. I have given like my underscore update. Then give some parameter values like at the rate e underscore id. This parameter will take in the value for emp underscore id, and the data type of this will be same as that of your emp underscore id column, and that data type is nothing but char, and the length will be 5, same as that of your emp underscore id column. Then next parameter, the second parameter is at the rate nam. Just like in our previous class, we know what this at the rate nam means. At the rate nam will basically take in the value for emp underscore name. Okay, because ultimately these are parameters to which we will pass values. and those values will be used inside the procedure. And at the rate NAM is the parameter which will take in a value for EMP underscore name field. Okay, and the data type of at the rate NAM is same as that of EMP underscore name, and that data type is varchar, length is 40. Then in the next line you have to give this keyword as. Then in the next line you have to give this keyword begin. Okay, and then you can in this last line you can give this keyword end. So between these two words, between these two keywords begin and end, you will have to write your query, update query. So what I'm trying to update here, update upskilling. So update the upskilling table and set emp underscore name is equals to at the rate NAM. So definitely some value will be passed to this particular parameter while we execute this procedure my underscore update. Some value will be passed to this parameter at the rate NAM. Definitely it will be emp underscore name value. Okay, where emp underscore id is equals to at the rate e underscore id, and accordingly some value will be passed to this parameter at the rate e underscore id also, and that value will be definitely for emp underscore id column. And we already know that this emp underscore id is actually an identifier which is used to identify a particular row. Okay, so some emp underscore id value, some emp underscore id value will be passed to this particular parameter, and then that emp underscore id will be checked against that parameter value, and accordingly for that particular row of that emp underscore id value, the emp underscore name will be updated to this past value, that is past value of this parameter at the rate NAM. So let us see. Let us create it. Lines 83 to 88. Select and execute. Commands completed successfully. Now how to call the procedure? We know exec execute my underscore update. Give the procedure name which is here. Okay, my underscore update, and accordingly you have to pass the values. So what are the values passed? I1021, this will be passed to at the rate e underscore id, and Lalit Verma is the value that will be passed to this parameter at the rate NAM. Okay, just let us look at the table. Select asterisk from upskilling. So what will happen here? Update command. So update upskilling. Set emp underscore name. So the employee name will be set to the past value. Past value to what parameter? At the rate NAM. In which particular row? Now at that row where emp underscore id is equals to the past value to this parameter at the rate e underscore id. What is the past value to this parameter at the rate e underscore id? It is I1021. So first it will go to this particular, it will locate I1021. SQL will locate the, at first emp underscore id will be attacked, and under this column this emp underscore id value of I1021 will be located, and accordingly what will happen there, this emp underscore name, so the emp underscore name column will be then located, and there what will happen, there the emp underscore name will be updated to the past value which has been passed to this particular parameter at the rate NAM. What is that value? Lalit Verma. Okay, so Lalit Verma is passed here and I1021 is passed here. So accordingly for update, first I1021 will be located under the EMP underscore ID column of upskilling table, and then accordingly the EMP underscore name. After location, the EMP underscore name will be updated to what? It will be updated to Lalit Verma, because that is the value which has been passed here to this parameter at the rate NAM. So Lalit Sharma will be now updated to Lalit Verma. Here the employee name will be changed. So select line number 90 and hit the execute button. And okay, now let us check whether the update has happened or not. So what you can do is again select line number 81. Here only the command is given, select asterisk from upskilling, and you see for this particular employee ID I1021, the employee name has been successfully modified to or updated to Lalit Verma. Okay, now Now here, as I've written, insert records in both the tables emp2 underscore 2 and emp underscore inc. So create a procedure in such a way so that we can insert records into multiple tables. Okay, insert records into multiple tables. So if you remember our basic tables that we have been, using so far, one is this emp2 underscore 2 and another one is emp underscore inc. So if you check this, both the tables are displayed. First, at the top you have emp2 underscore 2 and below it you have the emp underscore inc table. Okay, so we will try to insert some records into both the tables. Okay, so that means you have to create procedure. So first, that is insert the records in both the tables via some procedure. Okay, so let us create procedure. So create procedure, then give some procedure name like I've given here my underscore double underscore insert. Okay, now you have to, first we will try to first give the parameters as per as the fields of emp2 underscore 2 table. Okay, so at the rate e underscore id, at the rate e underscore id will accept the value for eid column. Okay, and the data type has to be same as that of eid, that is char, and the data length is 5, same as that of eid column. Okay, then the second parameter is at the rate NAM. This will be used to accept the value for name field, and the data type has to be same as that of the name field, which is varchar, and the data length maximum can be 50 characters. Then accordingly, you can give the third parameter, that is at the rate AD1, and accordingly at the rate AD1, it will accept the value for ADDR1 column. Okay, so any value, address one type value you can pass to at the rate AD1 parameter, and accordingly the value will be inserted under the ADDR1 column, and its data type has to be same as that of ADDR1, which is varchar, and character length 50 characters, and accordingly then give another parameter, that is at the rate ad2, and at the rate ad2 will do what here, some value will be passed to this parameter at the rate ad2, and that value will be then inserted under this address to column, addr2 column. Okay, so at the rate ad2 is used to accept the value for addr2 column, and the data type has to be same as that of addr2 varchar, and the length can be maximum 50, same as that of your addr2. I have set it up. We have used this table many a times. Then the next parameter is at the rate sit. At the rate sit will accordingly accept a value for the city column. Whatever value will be passed to this parameter at the rate sit, accordingly that value will be inserted under the city column. Okay, and the data type of at the rate sit has to be same as that of the city column, which is varchar, and the length is 50. Then these phone, email, dob, doj, accordingly for them also we have to set up some parameters. So again, give comma, and after that here, as I've given this parameter at the rate ph, and this will basically accept a value for the phone column, and the data type has to be same as that of the phone column, varchar, and the data length is 50. Then at the rate em parameter you have to give, which is used to accept the value for the email column, and the data type has to be same as that of the email column, varchar, and then the data length 50. And then the two columns left are dob and doj. So like these two columns are left, no, dob and doj. So then give the next parameter like at the rate dbi, and as we know, dob column is a date column, doj column is also a date column. So at the rate dbi is a parameter that will be used to accept a value for dob column. Okay, at the rate dbi is a parameter that will be used to accept a value for this dob column. So at the rate dbi's data type must be same as that of the dob column, and dob column is a date column. So this at the rate dbi also has to be the date type. Okay, data type must be date. Data type must be date, and then comma at the rate djo, date of joining, is the for date of joining. So at the rate djo will be used to accept the value for the doj column, date of joining column, and since doj is a date type, so at the rate djo must be also date type. That's why the data type here I have declared is as date. Then give comma. Then we will have to go for the next table. Okay, we will have to go for the next table. After comma, directly you can give at the rate dep. At the rate dep will be is used or will be used to accept a value for this dept column. Dept column belongs to which table? Emp underscore inc. and DEPT stands for department. So department value will be passed to this particular parameter at the rate DEP, and then that value will be inserted in the under the DEPT column, that is department column of the EMP underscore INC table. Here you see for EMP underscore INC table also there is EID as we have seen, but here I have to here already there is one parameter which is used here to accept the EID value. So this parameter can be used for both for insertion. This parameter at the rate E underscore ID can be used for insertion of record in both the tables. So that's why I have not, for EMP underscore INC table, I have not declared any separate parameter for this EID column. Okay, because for EID column, which is common in both the tables, one parameter is sufficient at the rate E underscore ID, which can be used for insertion of the EID value in both the tables. So one parameter is only enough for the EID column that can be used for both the tables EMP2 underscore 2 and EMP underscore INC. That's why I have not here used any separate parameter for EID column of EMP underscore INC table. So at the rate dep has to be same as that of your department column. So the data type must be same, that is varchar, and the length is 50. And then at the rate DES, this parameter will be used to accept a value for this column, that is DESI, which is designation, and the data type is same as that of DESI column, which is varchar, and the length is 50. And the last one is your at the rate sal, this parameter, which will be used to accept a value for the salary column, and the data type must be same, which is integer. Okay, so these are the parameters declared, and accordingly again what we have to do, you have to give these keywords like as. Okay, once once you give the command, then the next in the next line you have to give the keyword as. After as, in the next line you have to give begin, and then after begin you have to give this keyword end, and between these two keywords begin and end you will have to write your query. So this will be an insert query only. So first let us try to insert some records into our emp2 underscore 2 table. So insert into emp2 underscore 2, then give values. And what we do here, we simply write here the required parameters. So the required parameters accordingly, that is, the required parameters as per as the emp2 underscore table you have to give here. Okay, so what are those parameters? Now those we have declared starting from here till up to djo. Okay, so these parameters are already there. These parameters we have, declared for our emp2 underscore 2 table. So these parameters only you will have to use inside the first brackets for emp2 underscore 2 table, like at the rate e underscore id, at the rate name, at the rate ad1, at the rate ad2, at the rate sit, at the rate ph, at the rate em, at the rate dbi, at the rate djo. Okay, and then accordingly again you write an insert query for the emp underscore inc table. So insert into emp underscore inc values, then accordingly you will have to write the required parameters as per as the emp underscore inc table. So again for the emp underscore inc table the required fields are eid, department, then designation, and then salary. So that means at the rate e underscore id, which is used for eid column only, then these parameters that we declared for the emp underscore inc table, that is at the rate dep, then at the rate des, and at the rate sal. Okay, and these parameters are used for insertion of values into your tables. And then we want to, automatically once we execute the procedure, then we know that as soon as the procedure is executed, internally insertion will happen into both the tables, and separately we do not want to type anything to see the records from these two tables, but we want that as soon as the procedure is executed, then the inserted records automatically should be also displayed. So for that, within the procedure, we will have to write this command which is used to display the records from the tables, like select asterisk from emp2 underscore 2, where eid is equals to at the rate e underscore id. Okay, so that particular eid value will be identified, and its corresponding entire row will be displayed only for that particular eid. Okay, then again select asterisk from emp underscore inc, where eid is equals to at the rate e underscore ID. So, the inserted record from both the tables will be displayed. The inserted records for both the tables will be displayed, because ultimately EID will be here identified, because there will be a value under this parameter at the rate E underscore ID, and that will be searched under the EID column of EMP2 underscore 2 table. And as soon as it is located, the entire row for that particular EID value will be displayed. Same goes for this table EMP underscore INC also. Here there will be a value, and once that value under the EID column is located, then the entire corresponding row for that EID value from this EMP underscore INC table will be displayed. Okay, no need to write separately select to display those inserted records for those tables. So select lines 94 to line number 110. Select lines 94 to 110 and hit the execute button. There is already an object, so simply drop procedure, and the procedure name is my underscore double